Hey folks, welcome back. I think I have been having technical difficulties tonight. I think I finally got it squared away. So, hope everybody's having an awesome weekend here and having a nice, calm Sunday. Well, Sunday evening for me. For many of you all, it is now Monday. Testing, testing. Alright, that's coming through. So yeah, with that, we are golden. We are definitely live. And I better plug in the old laptop here, because I have a bad habit, and we all know this. Bad habits. Alright guys, so now that all the technical stuff is out of the way here, welcome. And as you can see by the thumbnail there, I'm going to do some freighter work. I touched on this real briefly in my quick start guide. It was probably video like number 5 or something. I don't really remember now when I got to the freighter shopping. But I'll put a link in the description below for that playlist if you guys are interested in that quick start guide. It's like probably the first, 10 or so videos on that playlist. But at some point I have, freighter shopping, and I chapter those out, so one of them should say in there somewhere like freighter crafting. But guys, I built like just a real quick, functional, just to get me through the stream there, kind of demonstrated a couple of different kind of compartments. But I didn't really build it up the way I normally build a freighter. So what I did was I came over here to another save file, and I completely gutted a freighter that I had, done. And I'm going to build that from the ground up so you guys can see exactly what I do here to get a good functional freighter to where, all the rooms make sense, to where there's some kind of an order to the place. Because I know, guys, and I've actually been asked this a few times, but more recently by 1992 Marigold, I think I said that username right. So thank you so much for the video suggestion here, and I loved it as soon as I read it. So I was like, oh, of course we're doing that. So yeah, I'm just going to show you guys here step by step how I get this thing really laid out nice. It's open. You don't feel like it's confusing, cramped, or just, discombobulated. So folks, with that, let's build. Before I actually get to work here, if you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. Alright folks, here it is. Now when you first buy your freighter, or otherwise acquire your freighter, really all you're going to get is this green staircase going back to the craftable areas. So this is where we can really have some fun here and kind of make it ours. Now normally when you buy these things, it's going to come with some kind of, starter compartment. There may even be multiple. You might walk into this space and see a couple of T-intersection type compartments going off into other rooms to the left or to the right. What I normally do is I just rip them all out. Yep, you got it. I get rid of every single one of them. I don't want any of those. I don't need any of those. So I make them all disappear. And basically what I do is I bust stuff out until I'm down to this little nub. That's all I've got right now. So now I know all those compartments are gone. Now the only caveat to that is if there's something that's already there and you're like, ooh, I really, really want that to stay, then of course, don't rip it out. We can always rip out compartments around it and build back over to it. So, unfortunately, some of these upgrades are pretty pricey with that salvage frigate data, or whatever it's called, salvage frigate module. So yeah, you've got all these rooms you can unlock, but again, a lot of these cost. So, I just kind of stopped short of the things I really only knew I wanted and needed. But wow, you could absolutely go to town here and unlock all sorts of cool specs. Honestly, the glass stuff is pretty cool. But again, it just wasn't functional for me, so I didn't buy that stuff. That's really just coloring. So yeah, as far as the modules go, the craftable modules, that's pretty much all on this one page right here. So guys, with that, I'm just going to go ahead and get to work. The very first thing I like to do is I go straight for the gullet here on those functional things. Now, the way I design my freighters, I look at the flooring, because all the flooring is different. Different elevations, different heights, different looks. And I don't like that, because that's what makes it start getting jumbled and confusing and make you feel real claustrophobic. So I just look at the floor. So everything here that I can craft, as far as modules go, it's pretty much just going to be these menus right here. Again, I look at the floor. So I'm going to start out with the things that I like to personally have in the middle, because they're the things I'm running to and back and forth from more frequently. And that's going to be these fleet command rooms. Now, those actually have the same floor height as the scanner room, the teleport chamber, the construction specialist room, if you so desire to build one, galactic trade room, again, if you so desire to build one. So all these floors are going to match. This is going to make this one big wide open room, no matter how many of these compartments I throw together. So that'll be kind of like my middle room, so to speak. Over here, these, kind of self-explanatory, those will all match, and that'll be like another completely separate compartment on my freighter. And then last but not least, the refiner room and all the storage vaults have the exact same kind of flooring, they all match. So dumping all these together will give me one other big open room. So again, super functional, super unclaustrophobified, if that's even a word. And I like to build multiple refiners, guys, because when I craft. And I want it to craft fast, so I'll put 5-10 refiner rooms down if I need to. So I'll show you what that looks like here, and I'll just go ahead and get to work. And again, me personally, I'm always going back and forth between these. But I don't want to actually just walk right in and start looking at these. I want some things to be closer, like the trade terminal. Or no, the scanner room. I want the scanner room to go in first. Because normally when I'm playing, it's real tough to get this first one laid. Because you can't be standing in it. There we go. But you have to be standing close enough to it where you're still in build mode. So yeah, that first room is kind of a doozy. So anyway, yeah, the scanner room, guys, because I'll warp my freighter to a new system. As soon as, the freighter parks, I can just turn around. I can hit the scanner real quick. Bada bing, bada bang. All my planets are probed. And I am good to go. So yeah, the very first thing I like to place is that. And then right next to that, of course, the teleport chamber, because that's where we're coming and going from all the time. And the good thing is these things self-power, so we don't have to worry about it. So now notice how nice and wide open this looks. Loving it. And then from here, guys, I probably want my galactic trade room. And it really doesn't matter too much, from here which way that one goes. I guess I'll go left. And then I'm not really there yet. I don't want to deal with, the NPCs and all that fun stuff yet. So I'm going to ignore that for now. And I'm just going to start placing my fleet command rooms. Now, keep in mind, you can send out 5 missions at a time. But those sometimes overlap. So sometimes you'll have missions still out, and you'll want to send 5 more out. So you need, more fleet command rooms than you think. So that being said, guys, I'm just going to start putting them down. Now, my personal is about 10 or more. Like I said, sometimes they overlap, and sometimes you want the extra fleet command rooms. So I'm going to go ahead and drop a whole bunch in here and just keep going all the way back. So this is more or less going to be my central room now. And that's what I'm trying to, say in words, probably not very well. Now it looks like one big open space. It makes sense. It flows. And bam, I know right by that scanner room is my way out and back into the main area. So again, that's just me. That's my layout. That works well for me. So let's see here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got 11 11 fleet command rooms. Honestly, that should be enough. If I need more, I can just keep on going. I can do this all day. Now, guys, again, this is just me and my personal preference for layout. But going off to the left, I like to start with the storage rooms. Now, guys, I like to go in order. I'm a stickler for having things in order. So 0 is going to go right there. Number 1, and so on. As soon as you install these, as long as you're standing anywhere in the craftable space that I'm in right now while I'm building all these rooms, you can craft in your inventory without having to go get the stuff out of the vaults. Very nice, handy feature to have. Saves a lot of time. Yeah, I just can't stress that enough. Like, that's really the way to go. Okay, so I've got 5 vaults down now, 1 through 4, or 0 through 4, excuse me, for a total of 5. So now what I like to do is just kind of get the grinders down. And again, all these match up, and it's going to make a nice big wide open space here. Now, sometimes I just settle for 5. You know, that's 5 grinders. That's a lot of craftable. You know, you can really get a lot grinding in a very short period of time that way. But I also like to go 10 sometimes, again, because sometimes things overlap. Sometimes you're grinding a ton of one thing, and you really need more grinders to just, you know, knock something else out real quick. So for me, I like to have usually 2 full rows of grinders. And then I will do the final 5 kind of in backwards order. And I'll show you what that looks like here when I'm all done. Okay, so now this one room is what I call this. This is my crafting room. It's got all my vaults, starting with 0, going around the room counterclockwise, and continuing around the room counterclockwise until it ends with number 9 right here. So there it is. There's my crafting room. I got 10 grinders in here. That is a lot of power to spin a lot of product. Booyah. Alright, and as you know, it makes it real easy to see too where I'm at and where I need to go to get on out of here. So guys, that's it. That's room number 1, room number 2. And again, getting back to, you know, things matching up and looking good. It's open. You don't feel like a caveman in here. It's basically just one big open room at this point. And guys, last but not least, I like to have passive income, especially early game. This is going to be huge. So as soon as I can, I unlock the double cultivation chamber. And getting back to, you know, wanting everything to match, I just kind of go down the row here, and I put about, you know, 5, 6 of them out. I guess I'll go 5 for now and see what that looks like. And as soon as you see that little green light for the snap point light up, you can place. You can go ahead and squeeze that trigger. You don't necessarily have to wait for it to render. And all 5 of them will go ahead and install. So you can make this as big as you want, as big as your freighter will allow your expansion. So now just to kind of show you what this looks like, and of course I can expand this. You know, if I want more farming area, I can absolutely just keep on going there. Now the reason I like this so much is because for one, it comes with free carbon. Again guys, early game, this is real nice to have, because this saves you a lot of time running around, you know, playing. It's just chopping trees or whatever. It's relatively quick and easy to do, and every time you warp back to your freighter, this carbon is here for the taking once again. So you can get several hundred carbon. You know, that almost makes putting these in worth it alone. Just, you know, again, it's going to save you time. I just make it a habit. Every time I come back to my freighter, I swing around my planting area and I get my carbon. So anyway, there's that little spiel. Hey, Kento, what is up? Yeah, I heard about that. That was some time ago, but man, that was a nightmare for folks. Like, you weren't alone in that. I think they fixed that. But, yeah, freighters were just completely bugging. Actually, I logged in one day and one of my freighters was broken. So, yeah, it was very interesting indeed. Alright guys, so yeah, there it is. There's my farm. So now what I talk about passive income, so early game, I go straight for the Gravitino host. It's easy. These are all early game materials you can get your hands on. I put down the silver farm. I've got plenty of silver coming in. I put down the magnetized ferret farm. I got plenty of magnetized ferret coming in. And of course I put down my copper farm, and then I spin that into chromatic metal via my 10 grinders on the other side of the freighter here. So yeah, I've got materials for days to just plant tons of these things. So again, early game, this is the way I go. Now, these plants aren't quite as valuable as, say, the venom sacs. Where is that? But that's a later material. You know, you have to get all the warp drives that you need for your starship or whatever. You have to get to a green star system to even get an emerald farm going in the first place. So that's why I personally start with the Gravitinos, because they grow faster too. This is 2 hours, where this is 3.5 hours. So the amount of units you can make doing this, it's about the same in, say, a 12-hour period. You just have to remember, you know, these are going to grow faster, so you have to come by and pick these more often in order to keep that rate up. But guys, it's excellent for units, you know, like I said, especially early game. And then I just basically sit here and kind of spam plant them. And, yeah, every couple of hours you can come by, collect, sell, and you're in business. Now, of course, I'm not going to sit here and plant all of them. I'm just kind of throwing a few down so you can see what it looks like. Now, the only bad thing is you need Fossium to get these things installed. So, you know, at some point you're going to have to go out there and play with animals, feed them, pick up their poop. Or you can, you know, just kill a bunch of animals and then you can spend the moderate into the Fossium so you can get these rooms built. But once you get a few rooms built, you can actually plant these too. And then, you know, that'll give you the resources you need to continue planting more, or excuse me, installing more of these planting rooms. So guys, that's pretty much it to my freighters. This is ultimately what I end up with. It's cool, it works, it's functional, it's open, and again, I don't feel like a caveman when I'm in here. The only thing I really can't highlight and showcase, which, you know, is kind of unfortunate because I just don't have the specs unlocked. But, you can really have a lot of fun with, like, this kind of stuff. So, you know, I can't really show it, but say this is, you know, glass window or whatever, you can kind of put that out there. Then you can have another one beyond that after you, of course, install the bulkhead door. But you can actually have, like, a little walkway that goes outside, and it's railed, you know, it kind of keeps you in there. And you get that sense that you're outside in your fleet. It's pretty freaking wild. And, you know, the window compartments, they do the same. It just gives you that feeling like, wow, that space, that is very cool. Very cool feature they gave us to these freighters. Now, of course, you know, freighters have a limit on how far out you can build. So keep in mind, you know, if you want it to be more functional, you're just not going to have the squares available to put down the fun sightseeing stuff. Yeah, the floating in space thing. That actually didn't happen to me, but I remember reading about that. So yeah, that's super unfortunate. Okay, got you. Got you. Yeah, I hope that update fixed your issue there, because I know it's disheartening when you put the time, you know, you spent the units, and then it's just trash. Can't use it. Alright, so getting back to, like, modules here. These are a lot of fun. Again, that just gives you that corridor with windows. You can put the windows in there. That's a lot of fun. I'm real tempted to spin one of my Soviet modules, but I've been saving up for the last warp drive I need, and that takes 12. So I'm still 5 shy, and it's just hard for me to spin those right now. But the appearance modifier, of course, a lot of this stuff is the same as what you can put down in your bases. But again, guys, just match the flooring and keep that nice wide open look to your interiors. I've never actually installed one of these, but I have had those come with my freighters before, and I usually just rip them out. Nutrient room, same thing. Okay, I need to go to a different save file to kind of show you what else you can do with freighters, because I don't really have the specs open here to be able to show you. The stellar extractors I really wouldn't fool around with too much. I mean, if you're willing to install a whole bunch of these, yes, you can kind of have like a farm going that'll pull in, like, for example, what's that resource called? The one that I just talked about, having to spin copper into. My brains are melting. Chromatic metal. Wow. Okay, yeah, so chromatic metal. Most of the time, that's what it'll pull in. But again, you're not going to get very good numbers unless you put down a whole bunch of these. The orbital, honestly, I have used that when I played with Exocraft. It was nice to have that. Not going to lie. Then, of course, just a bunch of more fun stuff down here. Exterior catwalk, that's what I was talking about. Like, it's railed, it's safe. You can go kind of outdoors and go from one compartment to another. That's just more or less for looks or viewing. And then, yeah, the stairs will get you up a level or so. So, I think what I'm going to do now is, yeah, switch save files. I think I pretty much put this all back together the way I had it. Go ahead and drop a save here just to make sure it stays. So this is like a save file I played many moons ago. And I really haven't played it. This was more like of a... Excuse me, this was more of a learning save file for me. It's where I really learned how to build and do all the different fun stuff. And now, honestly, I can't remember which save file that's going to be. That has that freighter I'm thinking about. It might be this one. If it's not, it's that bottom one. What kind of freighter do I have? Honestly, I have no idea. It's the kind where when you get launched out of the freighter in your starship, you always hit that stupid metal thing that's right in front of you. I don't know why they did that to us. But yeah, that's the freighter that was. This one here. Okay, I got lucky. This was the right guess. Okay, guys, so sometimes a freighter will come like this. You know, these are all deletable modules, by the way. I think they call these the industrial freighter room or something. I don't really know. But anyway, you can build these, or sometimes the freighter will just come like that. So in this case, the freighter actually came like this, so I kept the room because I liked it open. I thought, oh, this is so cool. And it gives you just different ideas and different options of things that you can put down loosely. So now I hate this layout, don't get me wrong, you know, I hate every fiber of its being. But again, it came a certain way, so I just kind of kept a lot of it intact the way it was. But yeah, normally I would rip all these hallways out. They're completely unnecessary, and I would just really open all this up so it was just more like one big room. But you know what? If you all like the hallway idea, go nuts. Go to town. You can really expand these things, and you can have a lot of fun doing things like that. But anyway, getting back to, you know, the bonus to installing, say, a big open room like with these pieces is you can just put stuff down in here loosely. So you might have noticed I had other pages of just random stuff here I could use. So you could build like more of an interior base. Actually, here's the specs right here that I'm looking at and walking around in. So yeah, very fun, very cool. And you can install furniture, you can install, you know, install decor, you can install lootable bins. You can just really go bonkers in here. Of course, I always like to go for the planters and things of that nature. Which is kind of weird. I don't see the specs for the planters. Am I just not seeing it? I might just not be seeing it, but I had to have had the specs, otherwise these wouldn't be here. Like, I built these. I remember putting these down. And the cool thing is everything auto powers here in the freighter, so you can really just go absolutely nuts on these things. And you don't have to worry about power. But really weird how I'm not seeing the specs right now. They should be on this page right here. And this is the same save file, so like the fact that those things are there tells me I built them and I had the spec. That is crazy. I wonder if this is update related. Okay, wow, maybe that's not a thing anymore. Maybe you're not allowed to build those anymore on freighters. Which kind of defeats the purpose to me of having the open room. Unless you just want to do something for decor. But yeah, I don't really know what to make of this right now. So anyway, yeah, once upon a time I did build a nice wide open cavity here, and I just put a whole bunch of planters down in there. It worked well, it was awesome. Again, I just don't know what else I would do with a space like this. Other than make like a captain's quarters with, you know, cool furniture and just random stuff. But yeah, I mean, so that's pretty much it, guys. Like, a sentinel. Yeah, you might be right about that. And honestly, I think I can scan here and it tells you the name of the freighter. And Coca. Or maybe that's the solar system. Standby. I might need to get down to the hangar bay in order to see that. If I can figure out how to get down to my hangar bay. See, I hate this layout. I think I intended to like rip all this out one day and fix it. I just never got around to it. Okay, there it is. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. It's MS-1 UNGOTOSE. Ungotos. I don't know. Anywho, yeah, it tells you all the freighter stats, you know. Fleet size 24, freighter C. So that's like the storage. It's a C class. Yeah, it was trash. This is probably one of my earlier save files. Again, it was just for experimenting purposes. I bought the first freighter I saw, and I was just kind of having fun dabbling there. And, yeah, pulling hot tub, right? That'd be freaking pimp. Hey, Numbhouse Guy, if you're listening, we need a pool and a hot tub. So yeah, there it is, guys. C16, that means 16 cargo storage places and then 9 for the tech. So, you know, not the greatest freighter I've ever bought, but it wasn't a bad one for a C-Class either, especially the way the interior was already kind of pre-built. I really didn't have to put a lot of work into this one. Check my inventory. Yeah, I don't know what I even have in here. Huh, salvage frigate modules. I wish I could haul those over to my other save file. That would solve all my problems. Okay, so I don't even know if I have the storage rooms down. Yeah, I sure do. Just a couple. So that must have just been from, you know, random freighter missions that I sent out. That's whatever they brought back. Yeah, I don't have a lot into the save file at all. It was more just a experimenting / crafting type of save file. So, I don't know what kind of freighter I had on that bottom save file, but I'm kind of curious now. This is the save file. This is actually the save file I did my very first No Man's Sky video for. This is the one I built like all those funny bases, and I just kind of toured them a little bit to show people different base building ideas. And I want to say I had a pretty decent freighter in this file. And guys, I have not logged into this save file in a long freaking time. I have no idea what's going on right now. Oh, I know where I'm at. Yeah, this was one of my earlier base building ideas. And look, guys, the giant plants are gone. Remember I was complaining I abandoned this build because the giant plants were like right in the middle of the building. Oh man, that made me so mad. I put all this time into building this beautiful base, and then these giant freaking plants spawned in right in the middle. Completely ruined the entire thing. But yeah, this was one of my earlier suspension bridges. I thought it was really cool with this recessed area here. And I've got just some fun stuff here, like an outlook down there. I wonder if this planet changed, and maybe that's why the giant plants are no longer here? Yeah, it did. This is all new. I don't remember seeing that before. Ruined structure. Yeah, because I wouldn't have built landing pads right in the middle of those like that. So yeah, this planet has changed. It's still irradiated, so that didn't change. But it looks like everything else did. Okay, but hey, the plants are gone, so it's a win. So yeah, anyway, Blue Sky on Mars. For those of you that watched that old school movie, Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger, awesome movie back in the day. It's like one of my favorite high school era movies. I'll never forget the domes, you know, like they had that great big open glass window, kind of like cut into the rock face so you could see out over the planet. And guys, this is nothing. Like, this is just the upper level of this build. And of course, there's my level up royal symbol. Yes, I usually put that in all my bases because I love them. See, I kind of hollowed my way down into here. And this is the glass wall that I was going for in from the movie. So yeah, that's what inspired this entire base build. Blue Sky on Mars. The only bad thing is it didn't used to consider this room sealed, and every time there was a storm, I was taking storm damage. So that was super frustrating. But it's not showing the marker right now, so maybe it was fixed. So anyway, yeah, just an awesome base building idea, but now that the plants are gone, I might actually get back in here and finish this base, like, hot dog. I'm excited. Yeah, the planets thing, it's bad because, like, I had a couple of scans in my discoveries that are no longer there because they changed the planet, they changed the creatures. And some of those scans I really liked putting on projectors, and they're just gone forever, so I might have cried a little on that last update. But yeah, not much we can do about it. How do you make glass walls? So the only one that I really know of is going to be here under timber, the large timber triple window. And when you stack a whole bunch together like that, it just looks like a glass wall. Sadly, they don't have the same thing for the stone. All you get is this dinky little window here, and it doesn't really give much visibility through it. And then, yeah, the alloys, which I didn't even bother unlocking in the save file, but again, it's just not good for visibility. So another idea is, if you wanted like a curved dome, like if you didn't want the wall to go straight up and down like this, if you were more okay with like a roof slant, and I've thought about doing that too. And I don't think I have the spec unlocked right now, and I do not. But here in the stone builds, not the stone roof panel, but there's one just like it, but it's completely glass. And that's the one that you would want to unlock. And then you can just stack a whole bunch of those on top of one another and have a nice big, you know, a nice big honkin' slanted glass roof wall that way. And that comes out very, very nice. So anyway, yeah, you know, getting back to this build, I don't know, maybe that's a project for another day, but I'm just excited, like, I can actually get back in here and start building again. Because, wow, that really upset me when the giant plants spawned in. Alright guys, I'm going to go to my freighter, the MS-1 Ungotos. Ungotos. Wait a minute, do I have the same freighter in 2 games? No freaking way. That would have been by total accident, if that's the case. Yeah, I mean, that's my more typical layout there. You know, I match things up with flooring, and this one has that exo station that I was mentioning. But again, it fit into this compartment because of the floors. All the floors matched. The same thing with this compartment here, all the floors match. I just did it a little bit differently. I did like a little ring around the world thing here with the compartments. And then, of course, all the vaults and whatnot. Can't really remember what was over here. That's right, base stuff. Some of these were probably pre-crafted. I really didn't have a farm in here. Again, these were probably pre-crafted. I didn't really do much other than extend that around a little bit. And how do I get out of here? I have no idea. See, that's what I hate about these confusing layouts. I never know which way to go. So you can... Oh, there we go. So you can tell that definitely was not my best work. But, yeah, so just to see what this thing looks like from the outside, because honestly, I don't even remember anymore. Oh, see, there's that stupid thing that I was crashing into. So yeah, this is that freighter. The one with the narrow little runway is what I call that. Whoever designed that, they either did that on purpose or they just weren't paying attention that day. I don't know, but I mean, cool freighter, just not conducive to safe taking off and landing of spacecraft. I'll put it that way. But yeah, beyond that, it's a pretty cool looking deal. I'm not exactly sure what class that one was. Probably C class. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I covered, you know, the building steps and how I design and how I lay out my floor plan. I can't really think of anything else here to showcase as far as freighters and building goes. If you guys have anything you'd like to see, feel free to throw it in chat here real quick before I call it good. So now I'm kind of curious to see in my primary save file what kind of freighter is that. It's an EV-7 Somokachura. No, wait. That's not right. Did I go to the wrong save file? That was the same save file. Okay, yeah, so I'm tripping. This is the freighter I have not shown you yet. I think. Alright, I'm going to come back on screen with you since we're pretty much done with the tutorial part of the video here. Okay, so this was the one I was fooling around with when I built. Got it. Yeah, I just really want to see what kind of freighter this is. I don't know why I thought this was an Ungatos. This is an Oshikata, or whatever. Okay, yeah, I like this one. See, I liked that bulkhead look with all the things kind of jutting out to the sides. But I really liked how clear and open the runway was. That's what sold me on buying this freighter. Now it's all coming back to me. So that's what the Oshikata looks like. And this one is a C class. Huh. Honestly, no complaints. It's been a good freighter to me. I think the S classes are a bit more expandable. I think that's really the only fringe benefit to getting those. And then last but not least, I think this is more my... God, I got all my save files mixed up now. I think this is the one I didn't show from the outside. I think. Alright, I'll show this one last one and then I'll go ahead and bid you guys farewell for the night. Before I let you go, just wanted to say thank you so much for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you wouldn't mind taking a moment to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that is always appreciated. Is this the thing I just flew out and then back in and... Yep. Wrong save file. So I'm trying to figure out now which save file I was using in my ongoing, like my base, my my base building tutorial. I think this is the one. I'll know as soon as I look at my inventory. Yeah, I think this is the one. Okay, let's try that again. I've got all these Sentinel ships, I know. Like, I went Sentinel ship shopping one day. I just started, you know, picking fights with a bunch of them and kept finding different designs and stuff. Really had a lot of fun doing it, too. Okay, either this is the exact same save file and I'm just going around in circles now, or it just has the same layout. Okay, but either way, yeah, I'm just kind of farting around now. So guys, again, thank you so much. If anybody would like to see any other building stuff here, I'm happy to show it before I cut stream. The Expedition, I'm actually not 100% sure if that's still going on or not. When I logged off, I think it said it had like 14 days left or something, but that was probably pretty close to a couple of weeks ago now, so if it's still going on, you might not have much time left. I would probably go to the anomaly and check on that, like ASAP, just to see if it is still going on, how much time you do have left. Otherwise you might miss your window there. No, they shouldn't blow up on you. That's not good. I actually have a video out in my playlist that shows how I go get the Sentinel ships, and I've never had an issue. So I don't know, maybe you want to give that a quick skim. Maybe they'll give you a different idea on how I scoop those up. I normally just pick a fight with Sentinels out in space. I kill them until they keep progressing, and then at some point the capital ship comes. I destroy that, and then I get the scanner thing to the location of wherever the Sentinel ship's going to be that I go get salvage. So yeah. Honestly, I have no idea what save file I'm in right now. I'm so confused. This might be my primary. Take a quick look at the bases here. That'll tell me real quick. Okay, this is my... I'm back to where I belong. Okay. And guys, before I actually let you go, I will show you that base that I'm talking about that I did a build tutorial on. And I know it's about 10 streams, but every stream focused on one particular project. So like the bridge that I built, that was one stream. One of the buildings that I built, that was its own stream. The separate building that I built, its own stream. The basement was its own stream. So like I just really went to town. Now, when I left you guys off on the last stream, part 10, I didn't have all this stuff finished, you know, so I just wanted to show you guys I put a whole bunch of carbon in here. Anybody that visits the base, they're going to have lots of loot to come find here at this base. So I'll show you again real quick what the planet address is here. Just in case anybody out there is interested in it, you know, assuming you got your glimpse. You can actually warp to the planet here, and I've got like 3 or 4 bases here, by the way. They're all nanite farms. So, yeah, come check out the base, have fun exploring, looting. You're going to have all sorts of goodies to scoop up here. Now, I hit build limit. Sadly, I had to rip some builds out. Notice, you know, that nice, pretty wall that I had holding up the dirt, that had to get ripped out. I had to rip out some builds off the bridge because I wanted to finish the plants. Like, I didn't have the plants done yet, and that was the whole reason I built a grow house. So anyway, I just really had to start, you know, going around deleting builds so I can actually get uploaded the lootable stuff. And of course the control tower, I finished that off. And sadly I had to rip some looting bins out from inside there too. But hopefully it's still fun, and hopefully you guys still find it lucrative. So anyway guys, again, I gotta get going here. Definitely appreciate you all hanging out tonight. Definitely appreciated chatting with you. I motivated you. Good to know. And speaking of dinner, it is pizza o'clock. I'm about to toss one in the oven, and it'll be delicious. Alright, folks, again, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Until the next time, best of luck and happy building. Peace out, y'all.